The Light Sport and Ultralight Flyer would like to thank BRS Parachutes for providing air transportation to and from Aero. We would also like to thank ICP North America for supplying our accommodations at the show, and Renegade Light Sport aircraft for transportation and meals during the show.
We are here at Aero in Friedrichshafen, Germany, where the grand show of light aircraft is just about to start. This is an exciting event. There are huge halls, you can see in the background, gymnasium-sized buildings, and there are 10 of those, and they are all, every one of them, full of airplanes that you're going to want to look at. We're going to take you around hall by hall and show you all kinds of interesting aircraft. Some you've seen, some you've never seen, some you won't see except on these videos. You'll be sure to want to join us for a whole series of videos, more than 30 of them, here from Aero in Friedrichshafen, Germany, and we want to thank our good friends at BRS Parachutes for helping us make these videos available to you. We looked at a lot of aircraft here at Aero. I'm going to give you just a quick rundown on some of the videos that you'll be able to see as they come out in the weeks ahead. We looked at the Nando Grappo Trail. That's done in both tail dragger and the new tri-gear model. We looked at the Pipistrel line, spoke with Ivo Boscarol, the man behind that company. We spoke to the Behringer Brake and Wheel Company people, do some fine work in hardware. We went to other halls and saw all kinds of things in these many gymnasium-sized buildings that we've got here at Aero. We looked at the entire line from FK Light Planes. They've got several neat airplanes that you'll want to see more of. We looked at Zlin and their very attractive display, a kind of a Western USA look to it that fits their bobber aircraft, which is similar to the I-Cup. We had a whole interview with the folks at BRS Parachutes, and we want to thank them once again for helping to sponsor these videos that you're about to see from Aero here in Friedrichshafen, Germany. We spoke to Milan Bristella of BRM Aero and his very nice Bristell. He's going to see his new tail dragger model. We spent some time at the Unique Aircraft, or Unique International place, where they've had the E-Spider, and got to speak with John Hurst and Tom Pagini, two fellows that have both flown this electric-powered airplane. We spent some time at TL Ultralight and looked at their entire line of airplanes, including a brand new tandem aircraft that you're going to see more of. We stopped at Evector Aero Technique. They've got the E-Post, the electric-powered aircraft that has some very unique, nice features to it, and they've sold a few of those here, so we'll hear more about that. We also looked at the Bot aircraft, the Super Cruiser, and that's the one that has the D-motor engine on it, so we spent some time looking at the D-motor engine as well. Then we jumped down another hall and saw a really cool little single-place aircraft. You don't seem to see too much about them, but there are several here, and we spent some time looking at the Merlin and the Merlin Micro. We also looked at the Aero Spool and the folks behind the WT9 Dynamic. They've got a four-seater coming too, but we looked a little bit at their aircraft. We stopped at the Ecolot booth and looked at their Junior and Topaz. We've seen the Topaz in the U.S. Well, we've seen them both there, but we took a quick glimpse of those as well. We stopped at Breezer. Not only saw their handsome all-metal aircraft, but the unique flooring material that they use at their airfield that allows grass to grow up through it, so you've kind of got both hard surface and turf available to land on. In the next hall over, we spent some time with Laura Donna of ICP and her design fellow, whose name eludes me at the moment, and looked at not only their new airplanes that they've got and some changes that they've made to them, but we looked at a whole engine that they're developing for this class of airplanes. Then we crossed over. Those are all in the B halls that go down one side of this immense convention facility, and we went over to the A side, which mostly has GA airplanes and lots of other accessory aircraft, but some of the light airplanes are there too, including Sky Aero, and we looked at their new installation of the IS engine from Rotax. We stopped at Czech Sport Aircraft and their very handsome display and heard an update about their products. And then we spent quite a bit of time at Technam, where they had a brand new unveiling of their Astore aircraft, and we looked at their Snap aerobatic aircraft, but we also looked at every single member of their line. So you're going to enjoy a whole collection of videos from here at Aero, and not just limited to those. We looked at electric-powered trikes. We looked at a 50-foot span, specially developed, solar-powered aircraft from an American named Eric Raymond, who's planning to fly all across Europe, and he's already done so in other models. And a lot of interesting things here from Aero 2013. Come on along, catch them all.
Now to that amazing rescue at sea. A plane carrying a father and daughter from Florida suddenly losing power, crashing into the water near the Bahamas. The two narrowly escaping thanks to the pilot's fast thinking and the rapid response of the Coast Guard. ABC's Matt Gutman is in Miami with much more on this. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Robin. The McLaughlins, father and daughter, piloting their own plane, took off from Miami in a clear day. They're on a medical mission to Haiti when suddenly disaster strikes. The oil pressure in the plane plummets, the engine clanks to a stop, and suddenly they find themselves plummeting towards the Atlantic.
This hair-raising video shows 25-year-old Elaine McLaughlin and her father, Richard, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, being rescued from this single-engine plane, wind still filling its giant parachute. A doctor, McLaughlin was on his way to Haiti to help with the cholera epidemic there. Mechanical failure cut the trip short. Coast Guard Lieutenants Thompson and Estupinan happened to be on a cargo mission nearby.
He came over the radio and says the engine just quit. It's all quiet now.
They turned and raced towards the crippled plane just off Andros Island. Meanwhile, this father and daughter are in serious distress.
The most frightening thing for me was seeing the propeller frozen, motionless, in front of a plane that's in the air.
Their parachute descent looked something like this demo of a similar model plane. Not a deadly free fall, but still a fall. They managed to scramble out onto the wing and then into a life raft, at first holding onto the parachute's cord. And as the Coast Guard rescue plane circles overhead,
So there was the parachute and the airplane and two people on a raft waving.
minutes later, helicopters arrived, rescuers plucking them out of the water.
Really, really impressive guys. I really like the Coast Guard.